Well, if you don't know me by now, I'm Burton C Bell, uh, dry lung vocal martyr, and currently a solo artist. I've been part of Fear Factory. I've been part of GZR. I've been part of City of Fire. I've been part of Ministry and many other uh, many other cameos and other bands projects over the years. I'm like the Troy McClure of heavy metal.
Very nice. You certainly keep yourself busy, brother. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure as well. So, we're here for the big news that you have just announced a run of intimate Australian shows in June, starting June the 11th in Brisbane, then stopping in at Newcastle and Sydney over consecutive days, and finishing in Melbourne on June the 14th. I know the
That's
news has
right.
made a lot of people happy on this side of the world, brother.
Well, I certainly hope so. Doing this tour is making me very happy. This is something I've been pretty much striving for quite some time, and this is the first actual tour that's going to pretty much launch my next chapter of my career. And I hope people are happy. I hope people are going to come and see it. I'm doing intimate shows on purpose, so it looks good, and people come and enjoy it. Because this, the first time I came to Australia was intimate shows to begin with. So let's go back to the beginning.
No, so when you say intimate shows, it doesn't mean you're going to be sitting there in a set of pajamas reading fairy tales, does it?
No, I'm over the age of 10, so I do not wear pajamas in public. So no, it's intimate, meaning it's a small venue, and I'll be up close and personal in your face.
Very nice. Now, if my research is correct, this is going to be your first time over here since I run a DJ shows in 2021. So, what's changed in your life since then?
Um, I mean, just what's changed is that I've been working on new music. I was in Australia for this DJ gig because my wife was down there working on a film, so I got to go down like during the pandemic and spend a few months down there. And while I was down there, I got to, you know, I've already was comfortable with the people of Frankie's, old
Mhm.
Frankie's, and so they made it happen. But ever since then, I've been just working on new music, and as I keep saying, the next chapter of my career, and just got a new band. I'm very happy about them, and that's changed. And we've put out some new music. By the time I get to Australia in June, I'll have released two new singles for people to hear and hopefully get excited to come see live at the shows in Brisbane, Newcastle, Sydney, and Melbourne.
And speaking of Frankie's, I actually did an interview with Jordan only a couple of nights ago. He's finally got himself a new music venture happening in Sydney.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. That is one adventurous man, and I look up to that dude. He's fucking awesome. Excuse my language,
You
but
might swear as much
uh,
as you like, especially when describing him, because he is fucking awesome.
Jordan is fucking awesome, and I look forward to seeing him again as well as you, my friend.
Sweet as my friend. So, what exactly can we expect from these shows, mate? Like, are you going to focus on certain periods of your musical history, or are you going to do a widespread?
Well, as you know, I have a 30 plus year career of
Mm.
music. Uh, not just Fear Factory, but other bands. Like I said before, Fear Factory, City of Fire, Ascension of the Watchers, Ministry, GZR. So I am plan. What I've been doing on the past shows. I've done three shows in the past few months, and I just pick the songs that fit my narrative of what I'm trying to achieve, which is heavy, groovy, dark, and moody. And so songs from Fear Factory, songs from GZR, songs from Ascension of the Watchers, songs from City of Fire, and new songs that um, I want to present to people. So it's a whole array of my entire career. It's not just one band.
Nice. Speaking of new songs, mate, like in the last 12 months, you've released two solo singles with Anti Droid and Technical Exorcism. So, how were they received by fans, mate? Did they go over as you hoped?
Yeah, don't forget I did a version of Du Hast as well that
You
I
did.
did a
I saw
version
that.
of, which came out pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, I've had a great response. The fans really like it. Live, they really translate live very well. The band that I have gathered, or should I say curate, because it took me a couple of years to curate this band and grab these guys together, who I've known for a few years, but finally I got this band together. And the music that we play is really translating into a new group that's really translating these songs in a heavy, groovy, dark and moody way. It's amazing. So what you hear is going to be heavier live.
Wicked. And around the time you released the first song, Anti-Droid, you said in an interview that you're only working on one single at a time with a view to eventually releasing a full album. Do you still sticking to that?
I am, but I've been recording a lot more new songs, so been releasing one thing at a time. But I do plan to have an actual physical release, hopefully in the coming year. So we got band and we have a few more songs that we're working on, and that we're gonna just start working on new stuff. Well, we're already working on new stuff, but the two new songs, the first song that you guys are gonna hear, and probably another month or so, probably another month, is a fucking banger, dude. Crushes.
Can't wait.
And the one after that crushes as well. And we're just going to continue with that mode. We're just crushing.
Fuck yeah. Now, are those two singles released so far, are they a good sonic representation of what to expect from the whole album, or scratch the surface?
I would say that come to see us live, and that will be a great representation of what you'll expect from the album. Because, like I said, what we do live is we translate these songs to what we are doing now, to our version. So even Fear Factory songs and GZR songs, they are much more full than when you come live. And just like it's becoming more of a organic kind of feeling. It's just heavy. I have, it's me obviously, and then I have two guitar players. They both trade off doing rhythm and lead, bass player and drums. And so the bass player and drummers are just like to the kitchen. They're holding it down. So if you want to hear what the album's going to be like, come see what we do live, and you'll understand, and you will not be disappointed.
Very nice. Now, you touched on this before, but you've been writing and performing music for more than 36 years now, mate. So how do you keep things fresh and exciting for yourself?
Well, I've always considered myself a writer, even before I was in Fear Factory. And what writers do is that they observe the world around them. Mm-hmm. And I will always do that. And there is, in this world, in this day and age, there's plenty to be inspired by. And even the new songs are inspired that way, not just from personal experiences, but from experiences that we are seeing and living through in the current world. Mm-hmm. And I, keeping with my aesthetic of how I write that I've always written, I am continuing to do that. Social commentary of what I see around me in the world that's happening. And it's just, there's a lot going on and there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. And so along those lines, mate, like, do you think it gets easier or harder to come up with new material the longer you're in the game and the more you write?
I guess it's always been hard. Trying to, I don't want to be pigeonholed into writing in a certain way. Not just about, he's writing about robots again. He's writing about, it's like, no, it's all about social commentary. And you just got to keep writing. And with the band that I have now, fresh ears and fresh musicians that are really eager to write music for me. So we're all writing together. And we're writing these songs in a live environment, which is one of the main focuses I wanted to do, is create these songs live so that they translate live. Mm-hmm. So after 36 years, it's just smooth sailing. It's just steady as she goes. It's nothing's really changed. It's just like, nothing's really changed except I'm just older.
And better looking, brother.
Thank you. You're trying to flatter me. It's working.
Earlier this year, you're inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame, mate. Like, was that unexpected, or did you know beforehand that you were going to get it?
Well, it was unexpected, but I got informed like a couple of weeks beforehand so I could, purchase my make my travel plans. But
Uh,
it was, I never expected anything like that. I mean, of course, in my rock star dreams, I always thought of some kind of accolades like that, but never expected it to happen. And whoa,
uh,
it happened. And it was fucking cool, dude. It really was. Um, I should be getting my award. So the trophy they had or the award they had, like they have award for a Grammys or for an
yeah,
Oscar
yeah.
for. So they only had one at the ceremonies that everyone shared to hold up,
Oh no.
but I should be getting mine in the next couple, hopefully the next week. But man, I never expected that. What a great honor, and uh, I'm just grateful to everyone who considered me and voted for me to make that happen.
No. And does that sort of open any doors up for you in the future? Like you get free KFC wherever you go or anything like that? Or
Oh my God, I hope. only only if I'm recognized by someone. So, oh, that's fucking Burton C Bell, mate.
I'm a chicken burger.
Only only if I can get some free pies out of it, that'll be good.
Very cool. Now, you're not coming out here till June, mate. So there's a few months between now and then. So what do you got planned in the interim?
Well, I'm working on new music, writing some new words. My band we're writing new songs as we speak. And like I said, I got two singles that are going to be released before I get to Australia. So check them out. One is called Savages, which I did play at my last show when we were direct support for God Forbid in Los Angeles. But we recorded it right after that. And then there's another song called Cold Lazarus. That's going to be another. It's a heavy song. It's going to be heavy.
Fantastic, brother. Now, before we let you go, I've started a new section up called Photo Bomb. So basically, before we chat, I troll through your social media and I find a couple of photos that I want to ask you some more about. So
Oh
the
no!
first one I've found is this one. Like, it's an 18-year-old you working at a place called Penguin Feather.
Oh my God!
What's going on in that part of your life?
Oh my God! That's in Georgetown, Washington D.C. The guy to my left was my manager named Fluffy, and then on the right is Pookie. She was a German exchange student, and I was living in Washington D.C. I was going to art school. Actually, I had just dropped out of art school, so I decided that my music career, my partying career, was far too important than school. So so yeah, I was working. That was a record store called Penguin Feather that I was working in, and that was right before I moved to LA.
Very nice. And the other one I've got for you is.
By the way, I still have that hat.
Oh, you do? I was going to ask you about that. Actually, it looks like a perla.
It's leather.
Nice. You're going to be wearing it when you come out to Australia?
No, my head's too big now.
Alrighty. Now I've got this other photo that I've never heard of this place before, mate. But
that's in Wales.
it looks magnificent.
It's a fantastic studio. That's where I recorded the Last Watchers album. The fella standing next to me is Jays Lewis. That's his studio that he built by hand. He built every stone by hand, and it's connected to an old hotel that is over 200 years old, and it's truly that place is haunted. I got some stories about that place.
Well, give us one.
Well, for instance, on the Last Watchers album, that essentially the Watchers album called Apocrypha, there's a song that starts off with a whisper, and that whisper was actually caught on microphone when no one was in the room. And James was like, "What is this? Did you do that?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't there. It was like some ghostly apparition that spoke into the microphone, and I have no idea what language it was because that studio stands on an ancient monastery.
Wow, that's so. So, then, do you think like recording in places like that actually affect the overall album? Like, do they have a profound effect?
Absolutely, it was all about energy, and it was just me and him recording the entire record, and the place is beautiful. It was an old manor that was turned into a small hotel, and yeah, I got some fantastic memories from that place. But yes, it's haunted.
Fantastic, Burton. Well, thanks very much for your time, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I'll definitely come along to the Brisbane show. What size t-shirt are you? I'll bring you a heavy shirt along.
I wear large.
Large, rightio. I'll bring you a heavy shirt along, and you can go home looking stylish as fuck. And put your hat on and put your hat on, look in the mirror, and take me a photo.
Dude, I love it. Thank you, Kris, for this. This is amazing. And like I said, I'm super excited to get back down to Australia and performing again. And yeah, I miss being on stage, and I'm gonna be in my element. I can't wait.